Good afternoon to everybody present here. We're just going to wait for 2-3 minutes for the rest of our attendees to join us. In the meantime, I'm happy to remind our old attendees here and the new ones who may have joined us only today that the Jamnabai Narsee Education Series is an initiative that has been undertaken by the three schools, the Jamnabai Narsee schools, under the umbrella of the Narsee Monji Educational Trust. The aim of the project is to be able to cater to the needs of our parent community at this time of the lockdown, when we could use our time and resources at hand to augment our knowledge in areas of interest where further development is necessary. We've been very fortunate to have had some fantastic speakers in the first few sessions. We've been guided through areas of interests like market and economy, spirituality, finance, investments, and we have many more interesting things coming up. We're very excited about the speaker we have ready for you for this afternoon's webinar. Um, Mr. Chulani will be formally introduced in just a moment by our moderator. But before we start with those proceedings, I must express our deepest gratitude to Trustee Mr. Sujay Jairaj for this endeavor. As always, he is very quick to embrace technology to such an extent that it augments the lives of many in the society. It's 2:31, and if we could just wait for another 1 minute so that we have more attendees joining us before we begin with the formal proceedings. So each of these webinars, as you know by now, have a prominent speaker, an expert from his or her field. Each of these webinars is moderated by somebody. Attendees, you're requested to send in any questions that you may have through the Q&A tool. You may do so during the talk or after during the Q&A session, so that the moderator can pick your questions from there and present them to our speaker. It is my privilege to introduce our moderator for the day. I'm probably smiling a little harder than usual because it's my student, someone I'm very, very proud of, Mukund Nathani. Mukund Nathani has only just completed his 12th standard board exams and is all set. He's quite unstoppable in spite of all the uncertainty, as Mr. Chulani will be happy to know. He has been an exemplary student leader, ISC representative. He has been right at the helm of affairs in leading student conferences. He's been the founder of the TEDx Club for our school. And as any proud teacher would, I could go on. But without any further ado, since we are all very excited to hear what Mr. Chulani has to say, over to you, Mukund, so that you can formally introduce him to our attendees here.
Thank you so much for your kind words, Ms. Sonali. It is a pleasure to be given an opportunity to moderate this webinar, and I cannot wait to begin. Mr. Chulani, sir, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you guys?
Very well, sir. Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good afternoon.
And good morning to you, all the way from London.
Yes, it's my morning.
Yes. So, Mr. Chulani, our speaker for the day, is joining us from more than 7,000 kilometers away in the city of London, thanks to this wonderful initiative by, of course, our visionary and dynamic trustee, Mr. Sujay Jairaj, and the management of the Jamnabai Narsee schools. Now, when I read about Mr. Anand Chulani, what I found out was that he's been very involved with players in the IPL. So here's how I'm going to introduce him. If we were not in the middle of a pandemic currently, last night, according to the IPL schedule, we would have seen a match of Kings 11 Punjab against Mumbai Indians in Mohali. So instead of recharging our sports TV subscriptions, we've come to Zoom video to recharge our mind, spirit, and body through this session by Mr. Anand Chulani to make ourselves, in his words, an absolute champion. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is my privilege to invite an international award-winning speaker, legacy advisor to elite family businesses, success coach to champions in business, entertainment, and sports, an author, actor, comedian, and the founder of Absolute Champions, Mr. Anand Chulani. Sir, while I request you to take the proceedings over, I also request our attendees to shoot any questions they might have during the entire course of this webinar. How this will work is for about the first 30 minutes, we'll have Anandji speaking and presenting, during which you can send any questions you might have using the Q&A tool of Zoom video, which will be at the bottom of your screen. I will continue monitoring these questions and then present them to Anandji to answer them at the end of his presentation. Over to you, Anandji. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, pleasure. And please, I appreciate the G part in this, but you can just call me Anand or AC. That's what people call me. It's really great to meet you guys, and I honor you guys. Thank you so much, Jamnabai. I'm so honored to be part of this webinar today. And what a forward-thinking school you guys are. I mean, to be a school right now today that the amazing, I coach companies, I coach businesses, I coach some of the top companies in the world today. We work with Google, I've worked with Apple, I've worked with the Reliance Jio, I've worked with companies like Escorts in Delhi to a Singha beer in Thailand. And to me, we're going through a difficult time in life. And we're going through what I call winter, right? Every time is a season for everything in life. And the world goes through a season. And what we are entering now into is winter. And you have a choice in winter. You can stay at home and complain about the cold, or you can go out and ski. In terms of your mindset, what is your mindset right now? Because if it's one of fear, you're going to be in trouble. If you go to the news and you go there and you're not just collecting information, but you're also collecting fear, you're going to be stressed. I limit myself and discipline myself every day to go to the news for 15 minutes. I do it in the morning. I make sure I go there. I collect information on updates on what's going on in the world, what's going on in the country, what precautions I need to take. And that's it. I do not let my mind get caught up in the hype. And if I go online to see anything, it'll be stories of hope or stories of inspiration. It'll be stories of hearing that 30,000 meals were prepared by a Sikh community in New York. Those are the kind of things that I would look at to feed my mind, to remind me that while the world is in winter, there are some people who have a mindset of caring and facing the light instead of hiding in the darkness. So I'm honored to do this seminar today, or this webinar today, and I really honor the school, like I said, for being forward thinking, for realizing that learning is not just something that happens in a room. It's something that can happen globally. It's something that can happen in everyone's house right now. That learning doesn't stop. That mindset is, to me, what sets you guys apart as a school. So I truly honor you as a school. I honor you as parents. I honor you as leaders. And let me ask you guys a question. And by the way, I may not hear you today in the seminar. I'm used to doing kind of more interactive sessions. But even if you're in your apartment right now or house, just talk back or be interactive with me, engage with me today, because there's 3 levels of learning. We can learn cognitively, right? I know what to do. We can learn emotionally, where I have emotional consequence connected to what I'm learning. Or we can learn physically, where it's in our body, where we have it. We can apply the knowledge. Knowledge to me without action, without doing, without application is not power. If you want your children to be successful today, I'll tell you something. Book knowledge is not going to get them where they need to. They need to be able to apply it. I interview for Georgetown University in India. I'm actually based in Mumbai. And I interview for Georgetown University. I'm a consultant for Stanford University. I'm a consultant for schools like Harrow School in England. I also work with a lot of schools in Bombay and also in Delhi and Bangalore. So I'm telling you right now, if you want your child to have an advantage in the world today, they have to be able to turn knowledge into action. And by the way, they're going to only learn that from you. Children do not listen to what you say. They follow what you do. So if you're going to be that leader at home, you got to walk the walk. And I'll tell you right now, how many of you have been to a seminar or webinar where you've heard someone speak for 15 minutes and you've written things down and then you've never used it again before? This will not be that, I promise you. I'm going to give you my energy here in the morning in London, everything I have to reach through this screen right now, to reach into your home, to connect with you, not just here, but here, to really serve you today and to help you and your children. But I need you to step up with your energy, and I need you to step up with your commitment. So if you're up for that, say, let's go, AC. Oh, come on. I can't hear you. I won't hear you anyhow. Just say it. Doesn't matter. Let's go, AC.
Let's go, AC. I'm doing it on behalf of our attendees here.
Thank you, Sonali. Okay. So now we're ready to do this. Let's get into it. So what is this whole seminar about? Being unstoppable under uncertainty. Well, let me tell you, what does that mean? What is the one thing that gets in the way of us being stopped? Well, you can say COVID. Well, you can say what's happening around me. But any leader, and I look at you all as leaders, knows the truth. I cannot control the external world. I cannot control right now what governments are doing. I cannot control right now what the medical staff are doing. But what I can control is my internal world. What I can control is how I respond to that world. And one of the things I will talk about today is about taking responsibility. Not, I know you're taking responsibility for your children right now, but take responsibility, which means the ability to respond to something. And a lot of times what stops us from being unstoppable is our ability to respond. Because we respond from fear, or we respond from doubt, or we respond from worry or anxiety. And let me tell you something, if any of you are suffering from anxiety or any of those things, I'll give you a tool today. It's a really powerful tool that you can use. I go to bed at night, I use it on myself. My mother last night, in fact, it's amazing I'm doing this session today because talk about a Parents' Day. Today is my mother's birthday. And it's a real honor to do this on her birthday because she changed my life, and you'll hear later in what way. But she truly helped me, and last night I gave her this tool to help her sleep, to help her relax, and I'll pass it on to you today. And if there's any issues beyond that, I'm happy to chat with you one-on-one or in a setting where I can really support you. So let's just get down to it. If we're going to put ourselves and respond in a powerful way, we have to be able to create certainty where there is no certainty. Let me explain. We've all been through uncertainty. When you were a parent, and you are a parent, and you first had your first child, did you know what to do? Did you know exactly what to do? Were you like, I know exactly what to do for the rest of my life? I don't think so. I think there was a lot of uncertainty, and I think you handled it. And you found a way, and you're still finding a way. And if your child's a teenager, trust me, you're finding your way already. And you thought uncertainty was a lot when they were a little kid. The uncertainty when they're a teenager goes up by 10. But the great thing is this, your mindset is love. Your mindset is caring. Your mindset is, I'll do whatever it takes to serve my child. And if you have that mindset, let me tell you something, love conquers any uncertainty. Your love has not been quarantined. Your courage has not been quarantined. Your faith has not been quarantined. If you want to, I'll tell you one thing right now before we even get into any content. Even the word self-isolation, I don't use that word. If you want to use that word, of course you're going to feel alone. Self-isolated. You're going to feel alone. You're going to feel sad. Choose a different word. This is self-growth. This is self-love time. This is self-discipline time. I'm going to really take care of my body and put a discipline in my life. This is self-reflection. This is self-enjoyment. This is self-care. You decide what the word means, but do not, if you call it self-isolation, you're going to feel stressed. So if you're going to be unstoppable during this uncertainty, first realize I've handled uncertainty. I've done it before. The challenge is, and if some of you run a business, You also handle uncertainty there. You've handled uncertainty. To start a business, there's a massive amount of uncertainty. If you've done that, you've also handled uncertainty. So you know how to handle uncertainty, whether it's a child or whether it's a business. And by the way, a business is a child. And when I teach it to companies, I talk about a life cycle of a business. Well, every business has a life cycle. Every child has a life cycle. And you have been there to serve that in some way. So you can handle uncertainty. The challenge is right now, we're used to having uncertainty in one area of life. So we're not used to uncertainty in all areas of life at the same time. That's why we're feeling stressed. That's why we're feeling anxious. That's why all those feelings are coming up. But let me tell you something. Instead of thinking of multiple areas of your life, think of one, you. And let me explain what I mean. How many of you here on this call today have always wanted more work-life balance? Well, by the way, you just got it. And also, let me tell you something. You're looking for work-life balance. Well, most people do. How do you do it? If you're like most people, you manage your time. Let me tell you right now, if you're going to manage your time, that's useless. It's not an effective strategy. I'll tell you why. There's only 24 hours in a day. If you want to manage your life, if you want to have work-life balance, do not manage your time, manage your energy. And let me explain that. Energy is an unlimited resource. You can have energy all the time. And let me tell you, if I gave you 2 more hours with your children or 2 more hours with your spouse, but you're stressed and frustrated and on the phone, is that valuable time? Are you present to them? It's useless time. So giving you more time, but you being in a low energy during that time is useless. Giving you more energy to bring to your time is effective. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. How to charge yourself with energy. Because right now, that's what you need. If you're going to live in energy, what I call energy poor, then you're in survival mode. And the best you can teach your children right now is how to be energy poor. Be energy rich. Be energy wealthy. That's going to help you right now take care of everyone around you, starting with you. And I tell you this because the first person you're going to take care of is you. On the plane, when the oxygen mask drops, they say, who do you put the mask on first? Who? Your child? You. It's on you first. You take care of you first. You and your spouse. And let me tell you something right now. If you and your spouse are not in the strongest relationship right now, you're setting your child up not to win in life. I love children, but let me tell you something. The foundation of the house is the relationship between the parents. If that relationship is strong, the foundation of the house is strong. And one day the children will leave the home. But what you will teach your children is that the relationship comes first and the family grows from there. My prayer for each of you is that one day your child comes to you and says, I have a relationship in my life. I'm married to someone, or I want to marry someone, and that relationship is so powerful, and I learned how to have a good relationship from your mom. That's what I want. That's the prayer I have for you. So if you're going to do that, you got to take care of you first. So let's just get into that and do that right now. So I need you to be a bit interactive with me right now. What we're going to do is just talk about these 3 paths to success. So how many of you here want your child to be successful in life? If you do, put your hand up. How many of you want your child to be happy in life? Well, there are 3 paths to success. The first path is what I call the path of the achiever. Now, the achiever is a path where you go for success. And as you can see about my slides, you go for success, and there's no straight line to success. We all know this. You go for it, but then there's ups, there's downs. What I'm more concerned with is the graph on the right, which is your happiness or your child's happiness. Happiness with themselves. When an achiever gets the result they want, they get that A, they get that top grade, how do they feel about themselves? Great. Look at this, the graph spike up. When they don't do well, I'm sure you've seen it on a test, or don't do as well as they expected to, or they think you want them to achieve, they feel down. And now they go up and down and up and down and up and down. And you know, you mentioned earlier about the IPL. Well, I once worked with a team in the IPL that had a 14-game losing streak. And they'd lost 14 games in a row. And I came in there and we turned them around. And one of the ways we turn them around is to realize that because they're so used to up and down, they hadn't won in so long, so they were just down. And they felt like they needed a victory to bring them up. What I taught them was that they actually had to create the victory now. Be a champion now, and you'll create that energy outside. And that leads me to one of the next paths. Well, by the way, if you don't achieve, there's a path even worse. And I call it the path of the self-doubter. So self-doubter, as you'll see in the graph in a second, is you don't achieve as much as you want. You get some success, but look at happiness with yourself. The more you don't achieve what you want, or your child doesn't achieve what they want, their happiness with themselves goes down and down and down and down and down and down and down. And it's a lot of parents, I coach a lot of parents in Mumbai, because I'm based in Mumbai. And a lot of parents and kids come to me, and they tell me all the time, my child has no confidence, or my child's not doing well in this class. And I tell them, I can help your child literally turn their grades around in no time. I've helped a kid in Vasant Valley jump up 300 points in their SATs in a week. We can use the brain very effectively. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of times it's not your child's ability that's stopping them. It's their confidence or their happiness with themselves. Boost their happiness with themselves, and then they'll go out there and they'll learn more effectively. There's a child, I just did a camp. I do absolute champion camps at schools. I'd love to do one at Jamnabai. We've done them at Aditya Birla. We've done them at Oberoi School. We've done all over I work with about 400,000 right now kids all over the world. And when I did this camp, I won't mention the school in Mumbai recently, I worked with a kid. He was a self-doubter. And he literally felt like, I can't do anything. I have no ability. I hate this subject. And it was Spanish. And what's so cool, this camp was about 2 months ago, a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I just got a message on Instagram, I think 2 days ago, and it's from this kid. And he said, AC, just want to reach out to you and let you know, I really used what you taught me, and I've gone from a D to an A in Spanish. I'm not exaggerating here, my friends. This can work. But if you're self-doubted, the best results you can get is a D or a C or a B or whatever is there, because it's not that you're not capable of it. It's because you doubt yourself, so you're not actualizing your own potential. There is a third path in what I teach, and if you're up for it, I'll share it with you. Are you up for it? Okay, here it is. I call it the path of the champion. And I'm not talking about like the Dwayne Bravo IPL song, Champion. I'm talking about actually being a champion. And champion, as you see here, as you go up success, there's no straight line there. So there is ups and downs. But look at the right. Your happiness with yourself isn't going big spikes. And those big spikes, by the way, will result in burnout. I'm sure you're seeing today children burning out, teams in companies burning out, all because they're going through this achiever mindset right now. And that up and down internally causes stress. It will destroy your health. And I'll tell you right now, you have a choice. COVID can be a time where you can be if you're a self-doubter right now, I guarantee you're in high level of anxiety and you could go to depression. If you're an achiever right now, you'll be stressed and trying to work harder. And if you're a champion, you'll realize that the most important thing right now is happiness with yourself and happiness with your child. And you're going to build that, get your child on the champion path with you. And then out of COVID, you're going to say, COVID turned us into champions. That's the shift I want for you today. That's why I'm on this call right now. So if you're up for that, how to be energy rich, how to have sustainable success. Because the champion doesn't burn out. They can continue success. And let me give you an example. IPL, use another IPL reference. I work with Joss Butler and Ben Stokes, 2 English cricket players. And before the IPL, before the World Cup this year, I've been working with Stokesy and Butler for 2 years now. And before the World Cup final, one of them called me and said, AC, I'm really nervous. We've been working so hard. What if we fail tomorrow? And I'm sure you know, We've all been in that moment of what if I fail? What if I don't get the result? And in that moment, we got to take control. And in that moment, we got to say, what does this mean? And so I asked Joss, I said, what are you going to do about this? And I said, tomorrow, 22 people are going to go on that field and they think getting a trophy makes them a champion. You're going to be one of the people who goes on that field already a champion. And I gave him a band. I sent it to his hotel, a band that said champion on it. And I give it out at our kids' camps. And I literally put that band on. He went on that field and you know the result. England won the match. And him and Stokes won the match for this team. And I told the same thing to Stokes. It's knowing who you are. You see, the achiever path is if I do well in subjects, then I become someone. If I do well in my company, then I am a good leader. If my child does well on their academics, then I am a good father. You think getting results makes you somebody. That's not true. You already are somebody. Your child already is somebody. Come from a place of this is who I am and now I'm going to show you the results I get. It's a completely different shift in mindset. So let me show you how with the first tool today, because I only have a few minutes with you. So the first tool to get there, if you want to be a champion, who's up for that champion? Say, let's do this, AC. Oh, come on, I can't hear you. Bring your energy out.
Let's do this, AC.
Perfect. In fact, turn to if you're living with someone right now, look at them right now and say, I'm not old, are you? Or just say it to yourself, I'm not old, are you? No one's old. Old is just a mindset. My grandmother's 85 and she's been through cancer. And just last year, she decided to learn French. She goes to a class every Saturday to learn French. Age is nothing. Energy is life. And energy we have access to right now in ourselves. So if you want to be a champion, there are 4 different batteries of energy. So just shout it out with me. Repeat after me. Physical. The next one is mental. The next one is emotional. And fourthly, spiritual. And our idea is, if we're going to, like I said, work-life balance, to raise the energy of all these 4 batteries and then bring that to all 5 areas of life, to your personal, to your relationship, to your family, to your work, to your friends, every element of your life. Everyone deserves the best of you right now. But the problem is this, most of us don't charge ourselves. We charge this thing, right? If this phone doesn't have charge, right, most people feel exhausted. You know, I told someone one time, in fact, most people wake up in the morning and they turn to the person they love the most, their phone, and they say good morning. In fact, today, most people have a better relationship with their phone than they do with their spouse. I once did a seminar for parents, and I told one of the parents, if I took away your spouse for a day, how would you feel? They'd be like, I'm okay. If I took away your phone for 5 minutes, how would you feel? They're like, I'm stressed. So I'll tell you right now, you got to charge you. You are that. And just repeat after me. I am the smartphone. I am smarter than my smartphone. That's the truth. Our brain is 10,000 times more powerful than any computer. And I can show you how to use it. That's how these kids have gone up in their grades. So let's just go down to it right now. Physical battery. Well, that's obvious. I mean, I think you guys know the tools around that. There are many tools. By the way, if you go to my website after this talk at www.anandchulani.com, there's a free audio there, 15 to 20 minute audio. It's called Strategies to Supercharge Yourself. Strategies to Supercharge Yourself. And I will literally talk you through these 4 batteries and how to customize a program for yourself that you can do every morning. And I also share some of the things I do. So if you're worried right now and going, oh, can I get access to this? Yes, you can. The energy audio is there. And message me. I want to find out how you're doing energy every day. So physical battery is the first one. How do you raise that energy? What's the first thing? Well, let me tell you, the first and number one thing to raise your energy right now is breath. Most people get stressed and we hold our breath. It's not food. It's not Coke. It's not Red Bull. It's not coffee. It's breath. Wake up in the morning and breathe. So everyone do me a favor right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Just feel how that feels. That's it. Keep breathing in, breathing out. So breath is the most important. Also, hydrate yourself. I'm drinking lemon water as I'm speaking to you right now to hydrate myself, to alkalize myself, and drink things that are helpful. I'm drinking a tonic here of turmeric water. So different things I'll do, and also your nutrition. If it's too high in sugar, you're going to burn out of energy. Have good fats, have avocados, have olive oils. One of the highest energy foods in the world that I have all the time, you think I'm nuts, are almonds, badam. The other one is cucumbers. Cucumbers, in fact, can give you about 400 megahertz of energy. Put some nimbu on it, eat those cucumbers. It will give you kakri, give yourself that energy right now. There's different things you can do. But most people don't have an issue with physical energy right now. It's the other ones. Have you had 6-7 hours of sleep and still woken up exhausted? Of course you have. It's because the other batteries are not charged. So the next one, repeat after me, mental. Well, mental is your intellect. So what am I doing right now to use my brain, to use my thoughts? Well, my thoughts are basically a Google search. I ask a question in my mind, I get an answer. So if you ask a question right now, like, how are we going to survive this? Your brain has to give you an answer. It won't give you the best answer. If you say, what will happen? Will I make it through? Your brain will go, maybe I will, maybe I won't. If you ask a different question, how do I find a way to make this the best time for my children? How do I find a way to be the most present parent I can be? How do I show up as a leader right now? Ask that question, you get a different answer. You ask a good question, you get a good answer. Ask a lousy question, you get a lousy answer. So use your mind to ask empowering questions and feed your mind knowledge. Like this talk is knowledge. We're going to do lots of webinars on my chat. I'm doing one for kids on Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. for teenagers, a free webinar. There's so many resources out there right now to learn. Like I said, don't go to the TV to just take in fear. Go there to collect information that your mind can use to apply. The third battery is emotional, which is how you feel. And this is where most people are feeling stressed right now because we're coming from fear or stress. But let me tell you one of the quickest ways to shift it. Get grateful. If you're fearful, you imagine the worst. If you're grateful, you always see the best. And I'll show you a tool, not just, okay, be grateful. Let me show you how to be grateful. So I'm going to take you through a little exercise very quickly. Everyone sit up. If you're sitting in your chair, just sit up right now with some energy. Take your right hand, put it on your heart, left side of your body, right there. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Close your eyes and just follow my voice. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. That's it. Well done. Take a deep breath in and out. A few more times. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And as you're doing this, keep your eyes closed. Feel the power of your heart. Feel your heart become bigger in your hands. Feel the connection to your heart. When's the last time you just looked at your heart and said, thank you? Feel grateful for your heart right now. Feel grateful for your eyes that allow you to see amazing things. Feel grateful to your ears that allow you to hear amazing music or the words, I love you. Feel grateful for your body. Feel grateful for your home. Feel grateful for your bed. Feel grateful for a roof over your head. Feel grateful to have your loved ones with you. Breathe in and out. And as you breathe into your heart and out, think of everything in your life you're grateful for. And as you think about it, tap your heart. The minute you think of something you're grateful for, the minute you see it or feel it or hear it, tap your heart. So as I'm doing this, I'm thinking of my mom and how grateful I am for her. I'm thinking of house stuff that takes care of me. It gives me an amazing breakfast and food. It really nurtures me. I think of the home that I have. I think of this opportunity to serve you right now. I think of the amazing team I have. I think of the family and people around me. I think of the opportunities life gives me. I think of the access to knowledge that I have. Keep doing it for you. Breathe in and just tap your heart. Don't smack your heart, tap your heart. And as you breathe in, tap your heart and think of everything you're grateful for. When you're grateful, you're rich. When you're fearful, you're poor. Breathe in, breathe out. That's it. How do you feel? Open your eyes. How do you feel right now? Is this a practice you can do every morning and start your morning by charging this battery? It's a great practice. It instantly brings down blood pressure, by the way. It connects the heart. It creates parasympathetic breathing, and it instantly balances you. And it gets you focused on what you have in your life, so you start your day rich, emotionally, energy-wise. And the fourth battery is spirit. And spirit comes from, it can be God, it can be religion, but it can also be connection to nature, connection to something greater, connection to your mission, connection to the purpose of your life that God has given you to serve. Whatever it is in you, something greater than you, your children, and feel that sense of connection. And realize that everything you're looking for, the certainty you're looking for is in your own spirit. You are a champion. You've always been a champion. You're the human spirit. You've gone through floods. You've gone through famines. You've gone through world wars. You've gone through changes in economy. You're the human spirit. And let me give you a last tool before I wrap this so I can go to questions on this. A tool to help you realize who you really are and feel your power. Hold your left wrist on the pulse point, right there. And just take a deep breath in, out, breath in, and out, breath in, out. Close your eyes and say, repeat after me, peace, peace, peace. Breathe in, breathe out. Repeat after me, peace, peace, peace. Or you can say shanti, shanti, shanti. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace, peace, peace. And as you do that, think of a happy memory in your life. Maybe it was the birth of your child. Any happy memory. Maybe it was the day you got married. Any happy memory in your life, see it right now, hear it, feel it. Really picture yourself there. Breathe the way you're breathing that day. Feel the way you were feeling that day. Stand the way you were standing that day. Imagine what you imagined that day. Be there right now. Be in that happy moment. Be in that happy memory. And breathe in. Breathe out. And say peace, peace, peace. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Peace, peace, peace. Repeat after me. Peace, peace, peace. And now with your eyes closed, have a happy future memory of your life. What is your life going to look like after COVID? See that job you're going to get. See that company you're going to grow. See that family you're going to build. See yourself as a parent. See yourself as a champion. See your child as a champion. Imagine what that life looks like. Create that life. And remember, it's not see it to believe it. It's believe it and I will see it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And say peace, peace, peace. Open your eyes. How do you feel? How cool would it be to do the heart breathing in the morning and the peace, peace, peace at night before you sleep? And to have a vision of what your life is going to look like. Don't let CNN or NDTV give you the vision of your life. You decide the vision. You decide what you see on your mind and help your child do that. You can even do this exercise with your child. It'll immediately balance your energy. And then look at your energy and charge it and I'll give you the audio. Literally, all I recommend is every morning, do one thing for each battery. So I'm going to do yoga and move my body. I'm going to read a book or podcast or learn something. I'm going to do the heart breathing, and I'm going to pray. Done. And then the evening, I'm going to do something for my spirit, and I'm going to do this. Because if I engage my spirit, it calms everything down. It calms my emotions down, my mind down, my body down. So I hope this is helpful. And I'm going to tell you something. You will be unstoppable under uncertainty because you are the human spirit. When I was 13 years old, I went to a school in England where the first day of school, they beat me up. They broke my jaw. They told me I was stupid. They told me I was an idiot. I was voted least likely to succeed. And they put a photo of me in the newspaper. And I didn't know how to get out of it. And I was depressed. And at the age of 13, I stood on a ledge and I wanted to jump. And I wanted to take my own life because I thought I could never get through this uncertainty. I can never get through this. And then I found, which I know you're going to find, this resilience in me. And something in me said, take charge. You'll find the way. Like what Gandhi says, right? Be the change you want to see. I changed my own life. I graduated from my high school, but my grades weren't still great. And it's my mother who encouraged me, go to America. All the teachers said, you'll never get into any college. Go to America. I applied to Georgetown. I had the lowest SATs, lowest grades. But in my interview, I opened up and said, look, I've gone through this in my life, but my past does not represent who I am. I will find a way. The interviewer gave me a chance. I got into Georgetown. 5 years later, I graduated with 3 degrees, history, English, psychology, all with honors. And there was a photo of me in the newspaper that said one of the 15 most prominent students at Georgetown. That's why today I'm a consultant. I interview for Georgetown. It changed my life. And I say that to you because what changed my life is my mother. I'm telling you, I'm blessed today to do a seminar with you. What changed my life is my father, who gave me all those opportunities in my life. As a parent, you are the most inspiring person in your child's life. When I say inspiring, inspire, in spirit. You are the person to bring out the spirit in them. And the first step is to realize that you're going to be a champion. If you're a champion, you can raise a champion. If you're an achiever, you'll raise an achiever. If you're a self-doubter, you'll raise a self-doubter. So if you're committed to the champion path, I'm committed to being there with you. I'd love to do a series of webinars with you or do maybe some group coaching or one-on-one coaching. However I can support you, I'm there. But I honor you. I thank you. You are a champion. Here's my contacts. Follow me on Instagram. My contacts are there. My emails are there. Anywhere I can serve and support you. Charge yourself every day. The world deserves, your family deserves not the rest of you. They deserve the best of you. If you're a CEO, don't be chief exhausted officer. Be chief energized officer. And if you're a mama, trust me, you have the most important part of the whole world. Every parent and every teacher, every parent, every mother in the world, to me, is the greatest gift in this world. Because none of us would be in this world if it wasn't for you. So I honor you. I thank you. I bless you. I'm there for your children. Please sign up for the webinar on Saturday if you have a teenager. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Thanks.
Thank you, AC. On behalf of all attendees, first of all, please convey our warmest wishes to your mother on her birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you. So the first question we have is, are there any particular suggestions for parents dealing with increased aggression among restless children during this lockdown?
Great question. So my answer to that is this. We have different needs that we have in our life, right? There are 6 needs. And the needs are, I'll post it at some point, need for certainty is one of our needs. Another need we have is uncertainty. We actually want variety in life. We don't want the same food every day. We want love and connection. That's why we go on social media. But there's a 4th need. It's a very important need. A need to feel significant and important. We all want to feel important. We all want to feel special in some way. And anger or aggression comes from when a child does not, a lot of time, or anyone doesn't feel significant. So what they do is they use anger or aggression to feel significant. So the way you handle it is you make the child feel significant. Maybe they don't feel good enough right now. Maybe they feel like they're failing right now. Maybe they feel like they're failing you right now. Maybe they feel like maybe someone at school or a friend has bullied them. So you got to change it by making them feel significant. There's a school I went to in Mumbai. It's an amazing story. I'll quickly tell you this. Here's the 6 needs. An amazing story, which is a kid stood up. He's being bullied in the class. And he stood up and he's the most bullied kid in the entire classroom. And it's one of my absolute champion camps we did at the school. And I do a transformation with him, a coaching with him in front of the whole class. And at the end, I said, when you were bullied, how significant did you feel? He said, I felt insignificant. I felt like I'm useless. I said, in that moment, did you bully anyone? Did you hurt anyone? He said, yes, I did. I said, who did you hurt? He said, that girl over there. I said, when would now be the right time to be the leader you are? And can you imagine this? The most bullied kid in the entire class walks up to that girl in front of everyone, a 15-year-old kid, and says, I'm sorry I've hurt you. And then I asked her, when he hurt you, did you feel bad? Did you feel insignificant? She said, yes. I said, did you hurt anyone? She said, I hurt that kid. I kid you not, 2 hours later in this camp, all kids, every kid in that classroom, 50 kids in that grade. And by the way, this was the grade in the class that had the highest level of bullying. The counselors told me before, the principal told me before. Each of them went to each other and said to them, I'm sorry I've hurt you. I'm sorry I've hurt you. I'm sorry I've hurt you. And then they realized that hurting someone else is not a powerful way to get significance. Helping others, being a leader to others is a better vehicle to feel significant. I've just been told that grade has now 0 bullying in the school. So aggression comes from significance, and so don't treat the aggression, treat the lack of significance, treat the cause, not the symptom. Make your child feel worthy, make them feel good enough, make them see who they really are, and then tell me if there's a difference.
Thank you. Thanks, AC. The next question we have here is, we all know mentoring helps a lot and it can change a person tremendously. But the question this particular attendee is asked is, can mentoring be in auto mode? Because a person will need constant mentoring, but can it be a one-time affair? Secondly, when can we know that a person has got enough of mentoring? As the bar goes on rising, how much mentoring is enough mentoring?
Got it. Great question. So I would say there's 2 things. There's mentoring and then there's coaching. So you're a mentor, right? A mentor is just someone who's been down the path. I can help kids today. Why? Right? I'm not just giving you some gyan that I've just written. It's intellectual. I've lived this. Everything I'm teaching you, I've lived. I've transformed it in me. The reason kids can open up to me is because they can relate. They know I've been through it. So I'm a mentor to them. But I'm also a coach. I also know how to help them shift any pattern, shift their mind, turn around any area of their life, whether it be their confidence, whether it be their grades, anything. So one of our camps we do for kids, literally in 2 days, every kid walks out of there knowing exactly what they want to do in their career and why in 2 days. Another camp we do in 1 day, everyone walks out of there with their confidence level up and being able to control their state every day. So I say this to you because as a mentor or as a coach, it's about what I call spaced repetition. So you need to do, consistency is important. I don't believe in motivation because that's one time coming in and pumping you up. I believe in activation, spaced repetition. So me coming on a meeting you guys in 2 weeks, or when I coach someone, I coach them once a week or every 2 weeks, and it's a consistent program. Usually I start with 12 sessions and that's my consistency around that. So consistency is important. But what I would say is the goal is for no child to be addicted to a coach. I don't want a child to be addicted to me. I don't want them to be dependent on me. I'm there to support them, not to be a crutch for them. I'm there to activate them, to show them that all these tools and resources are within them. That's the difference. Trust me, I think you figure out by now, my goal is not to make, my focus is not money. My focus is impact. I've worked with 400,000 kids. My goal is 1 billion children. My goal is to help India become a nation of champions. That's what drives me. That's what my spirit comes from. So in answer to your question, mentoring of any sorts needs consistency. It needs spaced repetition, like once every 2 weeks or once every month. as a consistent way of checking in to hold the mentee accountable, because accountability is everything. Right? I need to follow up with you to see how you're doing in your energy every day or week. So please message me so I can be your coach, or contact me. I'm happy to be your coach. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you. The next question we have here is, sometimes we don't do anything, we're just lying idle. So is that all right, or does it make us lazy?
I love that question. This term lazy is such a powerful word, and we overuse it today. And I'll tell you why we use it. We use it because we are right now, India is not a nation of champions yet. We have champions in us, but we haven't brought it out yet. We are a country right now of achievers and self-doubters. Most schools, they talk about success, but really what we're taught in education a lot of time is don't fail. So we're focused on not failing rather than achieving or succeeding or being a champion. And let me tell you something. The reason most people are lazy today is because we're tired. We're so tired of this internal up and down journey. So we want to sit down and relax. We become couch potatoes. But let me tell you something. Taking time out for you, that's to nurture yourself, even watching TV, relaxing. If it's charging one of those 4 batteries, it's not being lazy. It's self-care. If you're just doing something and not doing anything, but you know there's something outside of you want to do, your dream of yours, that's being lazy. And that's being a victim of circumstance. I'll tell you something. The ultimate resource is resourcefulness. And you can find a way in your own room to exercise. You can find in your own room to do something. But remember one thing also, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. So it's about what I was saying earlier, it's not about doing things that I feel good. It's who am I, what I call your core. It's the first chapter of my book that's coming out this year. What's your core? I'm happy to teach you that at another session. What's my core? And then what will my core do today? What's the true me going to do today? Not what am I going to do today? Don't become an activity manager. Become a results leader. What are the results I most want in my life right now? Pick 3 results in the day. I want to achieve something for my body. I want to achieve something for my children, and something for my business, or something for my relationships. That's it. And I'm going to do 3 things in the day. I'm not going to try and do 10 things. I'll do the 3 most important things. Don't just take massive action. Take meaningful action. Action that means something to you. If it means something to you, you'll do it. If there's a strong enough why, you'll get off that couch and you'll do it.
Thanks, AC. Another question we have here is, how important is it to visualize your happy future goals? Like you also mentioned earlier, that we should visualize what the time after this pandemic would be. So the attendees said that believe it and you see it, but how do you concretize it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, there's 3 things that get success: mindset, strategy, resources. But mindset comes first, which means I need to create it. I need to visualize it. I need to see what life looks like beyond this cloud, beyond the storm. And when I can visualize that, I can create it. And I'll tell you, visualization is so powerful. Talk about IPL. I've literally coached a guy the night before, and they told me in their visualization, I did a visualization with them. They said, tomorrow morning in the game, I'm going to bowl a ball a certain way. Virat Kohli is going to hit the ball. It's going to come back as a one-handed catch. I kid you not, the next day, exactly that happened. One-handed catch from Virat Kohli. So visualization is so powerful. Our mind can create something. When you go to bed at night, it feels real because the brain doesn't know the difference between a dream and your dream. So you have to feed that with you right now and create a picture. And let me tell you something. If you have an elderly person around you, the biggest gift I can give you right now is one phrase: compelling future. The minute someone has a reason to live, a future to look forward to, their health improves. I have worked with people who are literally on deathbeds and turn them around by helping them visualize and find something meaningful to live for. Because now their body goes, I gotta fight, I gotta live, I gotta bring out my best resources right now to create this. So a compelling future is really important. And I can take, if you have time today, let me know. I'm happy to take you through a 5-minute exercise to create that for you. Or if you want, if you give us your contacts, I can send you a personalized audio for just Jamnabai and a visualization process you can do every morning, and you can do it with your gratitude, and it can help you create that path for you. Happy to do that as a gift.
Thank you, AC. That sounds lovely. Unfortunately, due to shortage of time, we just have time for one last quick question, which is how to manage work from home anxiety during this lockdown. I think this is very pertinent to the parent community who've logged in today.
Yes. So the question was how to handle working from home anxiety.
Working from home anxiety during a lockdown period.
Yes. So here's the thing. Again, use your words. Lockdown. How does that make you feel? It makes you feel like no freedom. Again, my emotions are not locked down. My spirit is not locked down. My mind is not locked down. And my body is contained in a certain area. That's it. Don't make it bigger than it is. And let me tell you something. Most of you probably are wishing you could spend more time at home. You're getting it. I cannot tell you how many CEOs I'm coaching right now that have told me I have such a deeper appreciation for my wife because I see what goes on in their life and I see what goes on in this home, and I now have a sense of deeper gratitude. And by the way, if you're running the household and now your husband's at home or whoever it is at home, trust me, I know there's a stress because that person is now thinking that the CEO, they're meddling with your system. So I understand that. But what I'll say to you is right now, if you want to manage your work, the best way is to discipline yourself. So create a room in your house or space in your house that is your office. Do not make it your bedroom. I'll say it again. Do not make it your bedroom. Your bedroom is a place to go and rest and be at peace. Even if it's somewhere else, go there, put your headphones on or another space and do that. And create that connection, do your work. And anxiety just comes from stress and certainty and expectations. Like I said, you have a job. If you're working from home, you're working. I started my business in 2008 when there was the financial crisis. Again, you can look at winter and get stressed, or you can say it's a time to create. It's a time to innovate. Look at Jamnabai. They've decided to use this time to create, to innovate, to create a webinar. This could be a time you could create a new product. This could be a time you could find out, how can I serve my customers? In fact, the more you can serve your customers right now, they will remember this. Because if you're with them in winter, trust me, they will absolutely bring you when they go to spring. And this is the time to build not just good customers, but loyal fan customers. I work with Apple and Steve Jobs, and it's about creating loyal fan customers. So this is your time to create all those things. So the way to get rid of the anxiety is to realize this is my opportunity to be with the people I love most and be the most productive. But I have to discipline myself in the day. And most important, be present. When I'm with my work, I'm with my work. When I'm with my children, I'm not on my phone. They get my full presence. When I'm with my wife or husband, they get the best of me, not the rest of me. The greatest present you could ever give anyone in your life is your full presence. That's the biggest gift.
Thank you. So with that, I think we have hit a clock, but to everyone else who has unanswered questions here, please do feel free to reach out to AC through the contacts he's already provided in his presentation. And with this, may I now invite our host and headmistress of JNS, Ms. Sonali Gandhi, to close today's session. Thank you.
And by the way, if anyone wanted the audio, please go to the website. It's there. And if you wanted that 5-minute visualization, I'm happy to create it for you. And please stay in touch with me. Happy to be a coach and mentor to you and your children. And we're doing that webinar on Saturday. So would love to see your child there. Thank you again. God bless you. Would love to do a camp with you guys and do more work with the school.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chulani. Thank you, Mukund. Let me quickly apprise our attendees here of what's lined up for tomorrow. The founder and the chairman of the IIFL Group, Mr. Nirmal Jain, will take us through the idea of life and business after COVID. Now, as part of my formal vote of thanks, I must begin by once again thanking Mr. Sujay Jairaj and the management at NMET for this absolutely wonderful platform created whereby we are blessed with being guided by so many experts. In particular, thank you, Mr. AC, for today. Your passion, your commitment to your cause, your enthusiasm and your relatability is so evident. And I agree with you completely. It doesn't at all sound like you're giving gyan. We can see that you believe everything that you're saying. The number one takeaway for me has been about how I'm going to emerge a champion. Coronavirus is going to make a champion out of me. So it's all about how you react to the circumstances. In fact, if I may, I'd like to say that I'm very proud to belong to an organization that is esteemed for being proactive more than reactive. So, and it's so lovely to be continually guided by the likes of you who keep propelling us in the right direction in being proactive and taking along with us the members of our community. So thank you very much for making this afternoon such a meaningful session for us by participating so wholeheartedly here today. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go on Instagram after this, and I'm going to post a photo of the event we did today, and I'm going to write down that Jamnabai is a champion school and a school that is committed to raising champions, because I truly believe you are. I can see it, and I honor you.
We appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciation from somebody like you fuels us further. So thank you very much for that. And I'm also going to take the liberty of thanking you on behalf of Mr. Sujay Jairaj. And we'll be very, very happy to receive the audio that you have so generously offered for our schools. We will reach out to you for it. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
My pleasure.
Thank you once again to our moderator, my student, Mukund.
Yes.
You're a meticulous planner, your pleasant mannerisms, and you always live up to our expectations. So thank you for doing such a wonderful job of moderating this afternoon's session. Thank you to the many unknown faces that contribute to the success of this web series. We have our IT department, we have somebody who works on the art and designing, and we have so many other people who help us and coordinate all the finer details. So for all those unknown heroes, thank you for making all this possible. Do join us in large numbers for our future webinars, and we look forward to sharing more details, and the links for which will be sent to you as usual shortly. Thank you for the generosity once again, AC, with which you have lent your time, your wisdom, your expertise, and offered to continue guiding us further. Have a great day ahead, everyone.
And also for Mukund, if you're there, as a gift to you to honor your leadership, I'm happy to offer you 30 minutes of my time, no cost. Contact my team. If you want it, I'll give you a 30-minute coaching session as a commitment to the amazing leader you are, and it's my way to support you.
Thank you so much. It will be my honor to get in touch with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Your generosity shines through, and it